Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Skeshbook podcast. We're back at it again with a live podcast. Huh? How about we get into it, right? What are we going to talk about today?
First of all, happy to be back.
Happy to be back. By the way, this is the intro. This is not the where you talk.
Oh, it's the intro, you're right. So what are we going to talk about? How to grow your social media if you have bad engagement.
Or just literally no followers.
Literally no followers.
That's what we're going to talk about for the most part, and a bunch of other things. Let's roll the intro, folksies. Bam! All right, we're back.
Hey, Kesh.
All right. Hey, man. How are you?
Good. How have you been?
I don't know. Not that great, I guess.
Being alone, right?
Being alone. It's been weird, I'll tell you. Working all by myself in the studio. See, I'm stuttering because it's been a while since I've done a podcast. It just me working in the studio reminded me of the old days where I was just working by myself, and the reason why I hired Sashi.
For people who don't know, we're under lockdown in Chennai.
Yeah. Wait. I think we need to pull this table a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, like that. That's good.
All right. So, we're under lockdown and
We're not.
we're
opening up,
back.
or else we won't be here
We wouldn't be
technically.
here.
We're doing it completely legally.
Both vaccinated.
Yeah,
Everyone's vaccinated.
and
We have
we're
4
socially
people.
distancing, as you can
I think
see.
this is 6 feet.
Yeah, it's sort of 6 feet. So we're safe. We're doing. I mean, we're not wearing masks because I don't think at this point.
Yeah, I don't think it's helpful.
Yeah. Oh no! Wear your masks outside. Obviously, no, that's not what I was saying. Jesus
Let's
Christ!
not promote that.
YouTube, yeah, YouTube. Don't cancel me. No. Wear your masks outside. Do all the social distancing stuff. Put your damn vaccines on. And right now, we're just taking the risk.
Yeah, you shouldn't get cancelled after 10 years on YouTube.
Yes.
We have to congratulate him.
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. Nandri. I want to say a couple of words in my native language, Tamil.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Go on.
Nandri. That's it.
That's it.
10 வருஷம் எவ்வளவு உழைப்பு எவ்வளவு கடுமையான உழைப்பு அவன் கண்டவனை பற்றி பேசி யூடியூப் சேனல் போட்டுட்டு ஒரே நாளில் 5 லட்சம் சப்ஸ்கிரைபர்ஸ் வந்துட்டு see 10 years I worked hard. I don't talk shit about other people. I did it the right way and I'm happy about that and I speak the truth,
That's amazing.
just saying
Gotta appreciate your consistency.
yeah, sort of. How many
That was
videos have I made in the past 10 years? What is it, 200 plus videos?
It's somewhere 210 or 25.
2.5 on the main channel, right? 2.5 on the main
It's
channel.
more than the subscribers I have. No.
That is more than subscribers. You
I have 2,000. I'll be there.
have you have 2,000 subscribers on YouTube?
2,400.
On YouTube.
Yeah, I'll be celebrating when it hits 2,000. I celebrate every 100 subscribers.
Well, what's your numbers on Instagram?
Instagram, it was close to 2,700. Now it's dropping down to 2,060.
Uh-huh.
I lost 10 followers last night.
Why?
I don't know.
What did you do?
I posted something.
What do you post?
I just post like music, singing.
They hated you singing.
The ones they
I'm done with this voice.
That's why I'm here. I want to know how to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm desperate.
Yes, they're right. That's what we're gonna talk about on this podcast while I sip on my hot water. Apparently good for your, what do you call this thing?
Yeah,
Throat? Yeah.
Really?
I forgot the name of my neck. What do you call this thing? That's right.
I hate warm water. Breaking
What?
it here right
Why?
now, because
Why is
actually they say it's good for singers, but for some reason it just makes my vocals bad.
Really?
It feels like it's gonna slip off.
Or
when it
maybe you're still hanging on to your prepubescent vocals.
A lot of people think I didn't hit puberty yet. I'm 22.
And hot water is actually making your voice more, post-pubescent.
I don't
And
like
you're not
it,
liking
'cause I'm
it.
used to.
Because you're aiming to be like what, Justin Bieber?
Yeah,
Even he has grown up right now.
I know.
Such a sad life, Praveen. Anyways, what do you want to know? What are we going to talk about? Let's get into the topic of this podcast.
All right. But before that,
Mm-hmm.
let's actually talk about you hitting 10 years on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. All right.
My first question to you.
Okay.
Your top 3 moments. What are the top 3 moments on your head when it comes to like, okay,
The
the
YouTube.
last 10 years?
10
right?
years?
Yeah. I think I know one of them.
I have more than top 3. I'm just gonna randomly throw at you. The first moment was one where I hit my first ever viral moment. In the sense, I posted a video of me drawing this game called Battlefield 3, a poster of this game called Battlefield 3. And back then there were these multiple gaming channels, you know, they were all popular, they were getting hundreds and thousands of views, and even it's a lot of views right now. Back in the day it was like a lot of
Any
views.
channel that you used to follow?
Gaming channel? Rooster Teeth.
No.
Oh, they're still here. They're a big company right now. Rooster Teeth, they used to make this Halo. Oh boy, I used to love their thing. What is that thing? Okay, I'm a big Halo 3 player, right? I was very good at that game. And there was this channel called Rooster Teeth. They made these really good shows on that game. So I don't know. Yeah. So channels like that. Yeah.
All right.
So I got featured on one of these channels where this guy was all about gaming. He featured my game artwork, right? That's what I was all about, game arts. Actually, I think I named the series Game Arts because I was just doing arts based on games. And all of a sudden, like within a day, I was getting 800, 900 subscribers. I just gained 800, 900. From 100 to 1,000 subscribers, like holy crap.
Oh, so until then you just had around?
500, 600.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. That too after posting a lot of videos,
So
20, 25 videos.
In years?
3 years.
So 3 years?
Yeah,
Wow.
3 years. I mean, again, I was doing it in the middle of me going through 12th and 11th in India, board exams, you know how it goes, right? A lot of studying, right? So couldn't post a lot of videos. 800 to 900 subscribers in that few amount of time. Then Battlefield, EA Games, right? Electronic Arts. They featured my drawing in their own profile and linked the YouTube video.
No way.
Then I got 1,000, 2,000 subscribers within a day. It's like, boom.
Wow.
That was my moment. That was
amazing
one.
how they found your video, right? Though you
Yeah.
were such a small channel.
Yeah. I mean, they found it through this guy.
Oh, right.
Right? And that was the first moment. The second moment was during 2017.
Okay.
I told you, the first 7 years I had 7,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and then
Then what happened? Oh yeah, one of my videos went viral. A video I made called 6 minutes sketch challenge. 100 days of sketching. Right? The whole concept of 100 days of sketching as a challenge was born there. That thing just picked up. It's like million views.
Yeah.
Then I went from having 7,000 subscribers to 70,000 subscribers in a matter of 7 days.
wow.
Right? So that was
How did you feel?
I was pretty nice. It was pretty good. I don't know what to say. I started making money. It's like I was literally making zero money off YouTube till then. It's like then the next month's check was $1,200. It's like holy crap.
Oh my god.
I mean, you don't make money for 7 years and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
right? So this was one of those cases of you just sticking it out till the end. Then all of a sudden, the universe is like, you know what? I'm gonna stop playing with you. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a break. Then it was also the time when I was doing Inktober, where I was posting every day. Right, I think we should do that sometime. Right now, we have the resources to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we just should take 30 days or 20 days. Just post every weekday at least and have
I
fun.
think we are. You know what surprises me? We weren't that consistent on the main channel before
yeah.
this lockdown.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
while lockdown
We
happened,
just picked it up.
Your team wasn't here. I wasn't here. Shashi wasn't here.
Everyone was.
We just become super consistent. How did that even happen?
Well, we started making more stuff and we started being less perfectionistic. That's what happened. I
That's
was
the
like,
trick.
I'm just gonna put content,
Yeah.
put some stuff up. Then there will be times where we'll be focusing on good quality. I mean, very qualitative content. Right now, it's like quantity.
Yeah.
Let's focus on that. And that's what I've talked about in that 10 tips video, 10
Right.
lessons from 10 years. So that was the second moment. The third moment is, what shall I say? There were many moments where I was recognized in public.
Uh-huh.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first ever recognition was.
It was with Sashi, I think.
Oh,
No, before that, there was during a meet during a YouTube meet. That was the first ever time I was recognized in public.
Right. Yeah,
But-
you made a video about
Yeah,
it.
video
right?
about it,
Yeah.
right? And but this time was very random. I think me and Sashi were
We had lunch.
we were having lunch at a place.
Okay.
I don't know, எதுக்கு போயிருந்தோம்? What were we doing? Either location
Project
scout,
discussion.
some project, yeah. We were doing some short film thing. I don't know what. We were walking around. That's all I remember.
நம்ம சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருந்தோம் actually, lunch சாப்பிடுவோம்.
ஆமா. First we were walking around Tharamani,
ஆமா.
right? We were walking around Tharamani and we went to get lunch
Okay.
at this place. And we were having lunch, and all of a sudden, I started hearing my 6-minute sketch challenge video, right?
Oh.
Right? It was hearing in the background. It's like, in the voice, I ingiyo ketrigene. It's like, I've heard this voice somewhere. Who is this? What is this? Very familiar dialogue. Then that guy was sitting across the table, right? He was playing the video to make sure it's me.
Oh. He's like.
Yeah, this is the same guy, right? Then it's like, okay, then there was this awkward looking of each other, right? It's like, okay, hi. then we talked about, we just talked and said hi, and I just went up to him, and I always try to make sure, and I did that, went up to them, say thank
I'm
you.
pretty sure both of you were in the same excitement level, right? Because you're
I don't know. I
excited.
don't think he was a fan, but he was just a guy who has come across my videos. Right. And there was another moment where it was recognized. It's like I have a very niche channel, so it's not like no Logan Paul. I go out and like, oh, look at that. No, that doesn't happen for me. So those were like, say, 3 moments that was really fun. Fun, right? But it was a lot of time to get to this point, though, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we sort of need to talk about. We'll riff off today because I'm what I want to do with this podcast is try to help people who are starting out on social media,
Help me.
right?
I really need help. I'm desperate.
That is exactly what I'm trying to do. What I'm going to try and do. It's going to be like a social media therapy session, right?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. All right. So, how do you start?
You want me to ask?
Yes, I
What I'm
ask
going
questions. What are you going through? Right? And what do you want? What are you looking for? Right? There's always, we'll probably set some groundwork right now. So there are people who have 0 followers, 0 subscribers. They're not on Instagram, social media, any YouTube, anything.
Yeah.
What do you do at that point?
Right.
I have a very simple, oops, I just had this thing built inside me. Anyways, I have a very simple answer, which is this. Don't overthink it. Pick one thing, not too many things. Don't try to be too many things. Pick one thing. Music, game, arts. That's what I do,
Yeah.
right? Short films or making of a short film. You got to be even more specific. If you're an artist, oh, I'm going to draw every style. No, don't do that. Pick one thing. Stick with it for 100 days, right? Right. Post daily. For the first few years, you got to post daily. Nobody cares about. See, unless you're really good at your craft, then you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're probably not listening to this podcast, right? Right. So most people who are listening to this, they don't have a clue as to how to start and build a following on social media. Here's what you need to do. You have so many doubts, so many questions, right? Lingering on your mind, where the future will be. How is this going to pan out? I'm uncertain about everything because this is an uncertain game. I get that, right? I get that. Take all of that into account. Stop trying to be certain about the kind of results you might get and start posting stuff about one thing that you're good at. It doesn't have to be about your personal life. It can be strictly about your work, right? Post one thing. People respond to niche things, right? And over time, you can, spread into different things. But that will be the starting step. And once you start doing that, you'll gain 500, 600 followers. And again, don't worry about the numbers. That's a big thing. Don't worry about followers. Just because you have 150,000 followers doesn't mean that you've made it. And just because you have 500 followers doesn't mean that you're untalented or you're not good enough. You could be, but that doesn't mean.
We shouldn't be the ones to say it.
It's not that black and white. That's what I'm saying. There's like everything in the middle.
Yeah.
You have the most talented guy with 0 followers starting a YouTube channel, going viral on day 1. Then you have the most untalented person who needs to put in the work for the next 7 years and, gain the thing. You could be anywhere in the middle.
Right. But like, how do you So like, let's say you post consistently, right? And then there are a few channels that just don't get the attention. Do you still keep posting consistently? Because I'm like super confused with this whole like basing it completely on luck.
It's not on luck. It's not luck. Definitely.
The algorithm definitely seems like it's luck. The tags don't work. I'm convinced. The tags do not work.
All right. I'll give you a bigger picture right here. So the first question which you asked was this, right? You were asking, okay, what if you're not getting the attention that you need even after you're posting things consistently, right? Okay, let me answer that first question. So when I started my daily sketch challenge, I was posting for nearly like 200, 300 days consistently. No results, right? 400, 500 followers, 500, 600 followers. It was very slow. I'm going to tell something that is very politically incorrect, which people are not willing to hear, which I wasn't willing to hear myself when I was actually at that stage. When I had 4,000 subscribers, when I had 500 followers, I thought I was really good, right? I thought I was like, what is wrong with me? My content is good. I'm posting good stuff. I'm posting good art. Why don't I have that million followers? Why don't I have that 100,000 views? Right? You know what the answer was? I wasn't good enough.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't good enough with my craft. Now, I was only able to see that, right? I was only able to see that after so many years of putting in the work. Right now, I'm looking at it and looking at that guy who was asking for more followers while he was having 4,000 subscribers at that current skill level. I'm looking at that guy and going, you don't deserve that number that you were looking for because you were not good enough. Because you cannot see the difference. How can you spot the difference if you have never even walked that path?
Like you don't know what's good. Like.
Yeah, I'm having really, it's hard to pronounce today. I don't know why. I think it needs some more hot water.
You're done?
Yeah, I'm done with my hot water. It's like it's completely gone.
Should I ask couple?
Yeah, ask couple to get some hot water.
Want to say hi to the podcast?
Orange just got that.
And also get us some water.
Put it over there. Put it over there. Just get me some more hot water. So yeah, that is the thing, right? So I wasn't good enough, and I was expecting something which I don't deserve. Now, why are you even expecting things? That is the first question, right? Maybe we should ask ourselves, why are we expecting things? What should be, because it's outside our control. The likes, the followers, all those things, the luck that we're talking about, it's outside our control. So what can we do? We can control the things that are in our control. So what's in our control? The quality of work you put in. Yeah, just give me. It's a casual podcast, man. People can handle, give us hot water. It's not hot anymore.
That's
Jesus.
The definition of casual.
Maybe couple just turn that thing on, let it hot, go hot again. Yeah. So why are we expecting things in the first place, right? You can control the amount of work you put in. It's very hard, for me. It's still hard for me to come to terms with this.
Right.
And I think again, I could take this too much, meaning I have an inflated sense of over responsibility, meaning I don't blame other people, even though there is a good reason to blame other people, right? Even though I could take a punch, a lower punch, I don't do it. It prevents me. Something inside me prevents me. So that could also be the reason. But the thing is, if you just look at it from a general perspective, the views, the likes, you cannot control them. You can control the amount of work you put in and the time you invest in getting better at your craft. And over time, things will slowly but surely come up, right? So that is the thing. What was the second thing which you asked? The tags and the
I was
YouTube.
just complaining.
Yeah.
But I do know that you're big on basics. I think that's something I've noticed, right? You stick to your basics. And I've learned that from you. Like when it comes to editing, right? Now, sometimes you have that creative block. You don't really know. But you have something to just give out that just looks professional. You have that base. Okay, you add all these elements, the basics, and it's going to look like a proper professional video.
Yeah, right.
So I think the basics are important.
Right.
But you know what? Sometimes, I don't know how to take your point because sometimes even now, though I didn't even read somewhere, I still look back to a few of my videos and I'm like, oh, there's something missing that was actually over there. And I think you see that too. Right?
Meaning going back to your old videos and you're saying...
and there's some ingredient over there that's
missing. Yes. And it's all about figuring that ingredient out. That is the game. That is the game. Yeah. And when it is time, right, you'll get what you deserve. And what you deserve, you shouldn't try to dictate that.
Right.
You get what you deserve, but you don't know how much you deserve. Right? So when I put out that 6-minute sketch challenge video, when I was making that video, I thought, this is actually a very good improvement in my editing, in my storytelling skills, and the way I presented things, the way I did thumbnails, everything was really improved, you know? Right. When I put that video, it's like, actually I've improved. The audience responds to that.
Did you see it coming though?
I didn't see it coming, but the audience saw it, right? You don't see it. That's the point.
I think that's where you need to get. Where you actually don't hope for it, you just post it.
Yeah.
As you're just posting consistently. And it just happens.
It happens. You need to post consistently and focus on things that makes the process fun, right? If I tell you it's going to take you 7 years to at least, get to a basic level of thing, you'd be very discouraged. So what I did was I focused on things that could actually make the process of going through that fun, which is, I like working on my craft. I did things that I liked. I made these videos that I liked, and made it in such a way that I liked. And so regardless of whether people were watching me or not, I was doing the things that I was, interested in. So that is what I did, at least. I'm not sure how other people do it. See, there are geniuses out there who will click on day one.
Sorry?
There are genius creators, content creators out there, I know that are out there. It will click for them on day one. Right? Yeah. What's that van girl name? That girl who made videos about her van life and with a pet snake. Some Michelle or something.
Okay.
And she got like 11 million views on her first video. Yeah. Right? But those geniuses are really rare. It's just like, it's not that she's a genius. It's a mixture of authenticity, the kind of video she put, a bunch of uncontrollable variables that are outside her control. Everything clicked, it happened, right? So it's a lot of factors that you cannot control, but what you can control, getting better at your craft, post consistently, and always this was very big at the start of my career. I was always focused on serving and adding value to my audience, right? Yeah, I asked them, what is it that you like? I'll do that. I responded to every DM. Oh boy, good old days. Responded to every DM, and I always, people always kept commenting, DM this guy before he stops replying. It's like, why would I stop replying? I'll always do this. Right?
I think we still do though.
I still do it for like one or two.
I have a couple as well, I think.
Yeah. No. But right now it's like couple of hundreds of DMs. Like, I don't know how you do that. And especially during 100 days of sketching, it's very hard. Right? And so I've stopped, turned off the reply to my post thing.
On your story?
Stories, yes. Right? See, maybe I should turn it back on. I don't know. It creates more engagement.
I should actually break something to you. There was this one trailer that I did.
For me?
For one of our videos. We do story trailers, right?
Right.
And I sent it to you. But we didn't have the title. Shashi knows, I know, but you don't know it. We didn't have the title. I sent it to you. I was like, is this trailer good? And you were like, it's great. And then the next day, I felt sick and I didn't come in. And what you did was, you just posted the trailer. All I did, and
what trailer was that?
It was for one of the podcasts. And the place where the title was supposed to pop out, I just typed in title, right? It just.
I posted.
You posted it. I'm at home. I'm sick. I wake up at 6 p.m. Right? I look at it and it says 23 hours ago. And I look at it and it says title. I'm like, oh my god! Like, just one more hour, it'll disappear. Nobody will know.
See, actually,
That was my age. That's a lot.
Yeah. I called him. I was like, what do we do? He's like, just one more hour.
I would have flipped out probably. I don't know. Part of what I'm realizing right now, I'm learning to let go a lot.
Really?
Yeah, let go. I don't think you can do what we do at at a bigger scale if you don't learn to let go. Yeah, you gotta let go a lot, and you know you need to be okay with that imperfect content. You know, if you're done it, it will be 90%. But if you let another person do it, it's 75%. But you don't have to do anything, right? I think that's a good trade-off, if you ask me, right? So that we can do multiple other things and, you know, scale and do that. That is at a point when you have come where you're scaling things, you got to learn to let go.
Right. But when you're starting off, right, like, are you supposed to be a perfectionist? Because you're just starting out, you're forming.
Depends on what you mean by perfectionist.
Like, you know, do you really have to concentrate on every single element, actually put in the time? Because you don't have the audience. You don't have the people actually expecting you to upload something at 8 o'clock or on Wednesday, right?
All right.
So do you think like you have to use it to your advantage and actually make it the best video that you possibly can and just post it? Because so you don't have a time limit.
Yeah. You have two answers for that question. So number one, if you put in a lot of time into that video, perfecting all those little things, right? It'll make you feel good. Right, it'll make you feel good, and when you release that first video, it'll be like awesome. Oh boy, I've put in a lot of effort in that video, and the video would have turned out really good, right? No questions, right? Maybe like 20% better if you had not spent the time. The downside to that is what it does is over time, it'll take more and more and more time for you to create the next piece of content, right? And what happens is, when you don't create the next piece of content, you've lost your opportunity to learn, to improve your skill, right? You've lost all of that opportunity, and you're sitting out, even procrastinating on starting that thing, right? So once that starts to come into the play, you'll eventually start procrastinating even a bit more. Then you stop posting. Then your standard is so high that you won't even start the next time. Right? Yeah. So a better route would be stop caring about that 20% improvement and gain at the beginning. Make more things, more and more and more and more and more things. After making like 50 of those new things, your 51st piece of content or video or artwork will be so good than the first one where you spend so much time perfecting it, right? That 20% of the time.
I think the 20% will catch up by itself. Rather than you trying to catch up with yourself, right?
Exactly.
Keep up with yourself.
Exactly. That is what I've always used. Then again, if you were spending 2 weeks making a piece of content, then stick to that 2 weeks, right? Because you need some limitations to, you know, to surround yourself so that you have something, some boundaries to work with. That limitlessness, right? That I'm going to post whenever I want to, I'm going to do things whenever I want to. It's not actually freedom, it's actually a prison. It'll just cloud you. You don't know when to post, where to post, and you're consistent. Your audience feels like you're inconsistent, and it feels weird. Trust me, I know, because I've been that person like way too many times over the past 10 years. So that is the thing. The thing.
And here's another thing about consistency that I think. Being consistent, right? I might be completely wrong, but I also see why I could be right. Because I feel like being consistent, it's gonna take that spice out. You know, you're always gonna show up on my feed.
Right. Yeah.
So like that excitement.
Yeah.
You know, like how you would feel if like your favorite YouTuber uploads after a week.
Right.
That thing. Wouldn't you miss out on that if you like just keep posting consistently though?
Meaning they're posting every week and and what are you asking?
That little break of like, okay, so that creating that excitement and that, okay, like when is he gonna post next?
When is he gonna post next? It depends on the kind of audience that you've built. That is one. And two, you don't have to take consistency with you don't have to take that idea with an all or nothing mentality. Meaning, you don't have to be 111% consistent. Just be 75% consistent. I'm consistent with my meditation practice. I missed like 3 days. I missed 2 days in a row.
Okay.
But I didn't drop the thing, right? So I just kept on with it. So you're posting every week. That is your consistent practice. But you missed a week or you missed 2 weeks. Get back on it, right? Right, yeah.
Make it pull you
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. Try to be as consistent as you possibly can. What matters is the macro level consistency, right? Over the span of say 5 years, you've been consistent. Let's say I've put out 200 something videos in the past 10 years, right? That's approximately 20 videos per year, right? Even though I haven't posted every week or every day, right? I've posted 200 videos, approximately 20 videos on average a year, right? So I've been sort of consistent, right?
At least like monthly.
Yeah, monthly. There's been like 1 or 2 videos every month going out, right? So it pays off in the long run.
Right.
So you need to be sort of consistent.
So maybe it should be a mixture. Maybe you should like find that.
Yeah, find that thing.
Right
Take a break
balance.
if you have to, right? You've set yourself that weekly posting schedule or that daily posting schedule, right? And if you missed a day or two, nobody cares, right? If you missed a week or two, nobody cares.
But is it a good idea to like?
But don't do that too often.
Right.
Don't do that. So if you're working out 3 times a week, right? If you miss a workout on one of the weeks, and you keep missing a single workout every single week, then it's like completely the whole thing changes, right? So also another question is you got to define the consistency that is sustainable for you. You need to pick a schedule that works for you. When a couple of years back, we always posted videos like once or twice a month. That was consistent for me. The audience didn't see it that way. Right, that was consistent for me, and I stuck with it. It worked for me, and I liked it. And even with working out 2 to 3 times a week, with solid strength sessions, that's consistent for me, right? And I'm able to stick to that. Actually, one of the workouts, right? I even told Sashi, we work out together over WhatsApp. By the way, for those people who don't know, we're gonna be ripped in like 3 months. Just kidding.
It's gonna be abs.
No, I told.
Next drawing camp commercial is gonna be shirtless.
Yes, with me showing my abs and my muscles.
Want to draw like what? The worst way to promote something.
Maybe we could do it like that Old Spice ad.
Why are you shirtless with a paintbrush? Like.
That's a good idea. We should try that. Anyways, I was telling Sashi, right? After a workout, right? I realized there was this awareness moment for me. I finished the workout and I came out with a very good pump, very good workout session. I was feeling good. And I just realized something which is very important. This workout wasn't that important. The workout where I had really good workout, that wasn't important. What was important was me showing up somewhat better than the last workout for the next 1.5 years or 2 years. 3 times a week, that's more than enough, right? And me trying to get perfectionistic and saying, I need to get every workout really well done. For example, today we couldn't do our workout this morning, right? So what I'll do is probably, we'll catch up tomorrow. Or, to just put in the habit, we'll just do a couple of squats and, call it a day.
Right.
We showed up and it wasn't a good workout. But we'll sort it out.
Right.
We'll be consistent over time. If I work out my legs once a week for the next 52 weeks and I just miss like 4 weeks intermittently here and there, right? It doesn't matter. I worked out for like bad at math, 48 weeks.
We're all bad at math.
Exactly, and that's why we're artists. So what matters. For me, what I'm realizing is consistency over time. Doesn't have to be 100%. That's what consistency means, actually. It's not perfection. The definition is not perfection. Perfection is you hitting it every single time. Consistency means is you are hitting it most of the time.
Forming a habit.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
If you smoke 1 cigarette, you're not a smoker, right? But if you smoke 100 cigarettes a month, you're obviously a smoker.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't escape that.
Yeah, right? See, that's consistency.
Right.
If I smoke 1 cigarette once every 5 years, again, Jesus, don't smoke.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing. This like, didn't you know, oh God, why am I stuttering so much today? Did you know there were ads back in the 1970s or 1960s where they promoted smoking is good for kids?
Oh, really?
There are images. Yeah, I think it's probably the 30s. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've seen these images.
Before 50s.
Yeah.
Really? What was the point?
Smoking is
Like,
good for babies.
Like, and
That's what they said. Oh God, we're not saying that. Oh, please, YouTube. Again, buddy, I'm not saying
not
that.
cancel.
Don't cancel us.
10 years.
10 years. Come on. Right? I mean, I literally saw posters like, smoking is good for you, baby. You should probably give it a package. And there are images of young kids, like 7 and 8-year-old with the smoke.
What was the point? Like, what did they say? What was the benefit though? Like, was there like, oh, you get vitamin C?
No, you feel good and it makes you look cool. That's what the industry is. What do you think the whole smoking thing was meant on? It's like they made smoking look cool.
Yeah.
You know,
cool factor, yeah.
look cool, and they branded it in such a way only the cool guys on motorcycle wearing leather jackets, you know, they smoked. That's branding, that's marketing.
Yes.
Another tip for people, right? Don't believe everything you see, right? Every little thing, there is a sense of branding behind it, there's a sense of marketing behind it, the way people say it, the way people, you know, post it. Yeah, it's dangerous. What were we talking about? I need some hot water, Jesus. Couple!
Honey, where's my suit?
I think it's not hot, man. I'll get you hot water next time when you're working, couple.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, so what next?
This is what I want to ask. Is it a good idea to take a break on purpose to create that essence of, you know, all right, to create an expectation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it if you feel like it. It depends on. At the start, I'd say don't overthink it. You don't need a break. Right. Thank you so much, couple. Look at this hot.
Oh my God.
I think he just literally got me like a boiling fire or something. Couple, I think we need more normal water. Do we have normal water? Where's my water bottle? I think needs him. See, I'm stuttering so much today. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a month.
New York. Red
Does that
bubble.
work?
Yeah, I heard.
New York.
Red bubble, yellow bubble. Red bubble, yellow
Red
bubble.
bubble, yellow bubble.
Red bubble, yellow
It's
bubble.
hard to say.
See, it's hard. New York. Red bubble, yellow bubble. Red bubble, yellow bubble. It makes your tongue twist. Right. So anyways, what were you asking? I don't think I can drink this. Couple, you're either bringing it too cold or too hot.
Get back here.
I need some normal water. It is warm.
On the side of the way, yeah.
It was right here.
Oh, not that.
Wait. Oh God, Jesus! My look at this. Look at this.
Zoom in on it.
Couple, are you trying to kill me? Son of a gun. Couple, just get my water bottle. All right. What were you? Come on, man. See, another thing.
Yeah.
Never see any job as beneath you. This is like a real life lesson, trust me.
Couple, that's for you.
That's for you, couple. Never see any job as below you. Right? Sometimes you gotta get your tea and coffee. See, it's better here. I'm making you bring me hot water, not tea or coffee. Right.
But that leads to my next question. How do you create that sense of excitement when you like post something? So like you post trailers before you. So those are the few basics that you follow, right?
Right.
Is there something that really worked for you that you saw the audience actually like get hyped up?
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Man, I just spoke like a typical Indian right there. Storytelling.
Storytelling.
Did you tell
the L was real strong.
Did you tell that story? Huh? What are you doing, Praveen? What's your life? Cha? Very bad, very, very bad. That's how I speak, people. That's how I really normally speak. All of this, nothing.
Cringe.
You storytell with your content, meaning you tell them the truth. People think of marketing as some lying stuff. So one of the things I've realized about YouTube, it's not just about posting video. It's not about making courses. It's also about marketing those things. How do you do that? You storytell. And storytelling is marketing. When I tell people to market their stuff, market their art, they think it's some bad thing to do. Marketing, oh, it's evil. People have made people believe that. Wait, let me drink this, sip this water. That's not nice, warm and nice. People have made artists believe that it's wrong to make money. It's wrong to do business because business people are evil. Capitalism is bad. Why? It's just brought probably like half the population of Earth out of poverty. You don't mention that, right?
Yeah, you should probably clear that cloud. Yeah,
What?
you should probably like tell them why it's not
Why it's what?
capitalism and all that.
I'm not qualified to do that, but I'll tell you this. I don't care about what ism. People believe in socialism, communism, capitalism, whatever ism, I don't care. The only thing that matters on a very fundamental basis is this. You allow people to be free. You allow people to make their own choices. When you outsource your freedom to the state, right, and making them do the choices for you, it's not good. What if they what if they make a choice that you don't like, right? I'm not a big fan of that, right? I don't want that. I want the choice to sell to other people because it's a free market. That's what we need, right? We want people. It's a big subject. I don't think I can get into it like in one thing.
Right.
So maybe I can tell you this. As a kid, I thought capitalism was evil. As a kid, because I didn't read, I have never done a day of business in my life. I've never made money, right? I've never worked for anybody. And I saw all these YouTube videos and all these politicians, right? All these people, we need freedom. It's like, no, you don't need more freedom. You are already free. You need more responsibility. You need to pick your ass up and go to work. That's what you need to do. And most of these guys supporting these things, say they're broke, jobless, without a job, never done a business in their life. They've had it hard at the same time. I have empathy for them. They've had it hard. They've had a hard life. And that has probably created a perception that it's hard, so hard that you can never make it. As a guy who's sort of been there in that position, I can tell you that's not the case. It just takes time. It's just life. That tree is going to take 10 years to grow, whether you like it or not. And you cannot blame it on capitalism for that tree not growing.
Water it.
Yeah, water the damn tree. So, we'll probably explore this. I've been reading up, because I don't want to talk about subjects, right, that without doing proper due, reading and proper investigation. Because I'm not going to diss on socialism. I'm not going to diss on Marxism or communism, right? But from what I've seen, what I've seeing around me, I don't think it's the most efficient system. It has its place, right? Naval Ravikant, he's a popular investor. He said, communism works really well for your family. Socialism works for your community. And capitalism works for the country.
I think that's what they're meant for, but
They're sort of meant for.
actually...
Yeah. That's a fantastic way to put it. And again, and then I'm going to get criticized for this, and very welcome, because I think I should be. And because I want to learn from what I'm looking at, right? I've never seen a place where the choices of people are limited, right, to a few particular set of options. For example, take this lockdown, for example. They've declared a lot of businesses non-essential, right? Food, of course, non-essential for living. I get that, right? I get that in the sense they've declared food as non-essential. I mean, not non-essential, as essential, obviously. Transportation to some extent, right? But they've declared a whole bunch of other businesses where people are making a living out of, right, as non-essential, right? Where do those people go when they need food and money? Oh, what the answer is. So you go and work in the essential services. What if I don't like that? Right? So when you let people be free, they'll make their own choices. And when people make their own choices, there will be inequality. So when you're trying to push for the equality of outcome between those three people, right? Between those people, you're gonna have to kill off some people. Literally, you gotta wipe them out, right? That's how it's gonna work out. Let's say me, you, and Sashi. We're the three people in the society, right? and there is only one business.
Okay.
It's just you make a living out of drawing,
Right.
right? And all of us go to our job early in the morning at 9 o'clock. We check off at 5 o'clock, right? And we go and draw, and all of a sudden that drawing just goes somewhere. It makes money.
Right.
But I'm better at drawing than you guys,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to go home at 5 o'clock and put in 3 hours more of work. So therefore, when I go to work at tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I'll be putting in way better, I'll be producing way better results, producing way better outcome, right? Which means my drawings will be earning more than you. Should we equalize that outcome?
I don't know about that.
No, should we? Because I put in more work.
Mm-hmm.
I got more money. I made more money.
Yeah.
You guys didn't.
Yeah.
Should we equalize the
I don't
outcome?
think so.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. See, that is a problem. So when you take that and apply it on a whole societal level,
Right.
right?
With more factors and
More
It's not gonna work.
uncontrollable variables put in. This is the problem with redistribution of wealth. You can't redistribute what you didn't earn,
yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah.
You can't get what you didn't earn. That is very dangerous. Again, there are way more complex things to this, very many variables that I don't understand. But I'm talking from my own experience of running a business, paying people, the past 10 years of, working on what I do, the past 5 years of making money as an independent artist, right? And I've always noticed that the guys who made money, they never supported socialism.
Out of what?
They never support any kind of this. See, I think you cannot, again, call everything socialism, right? That's another problem that's going on right now, which is they just call, we're going to give out a stimulus check. Oh, socialism. Probably, but probably not. I don't think it's that simple. One, it might probably rekindle the economy. That is one. It may not. It may cause inflation, but I think that's what's happening in the US right now. So maybe they're right. I don't know.
Finally.
No. See, I'm trying to explore these things. I'm trying to form my thing. But as a young person who didn't work, who didn't know anything, you have a lot of heart and empathy. And the first thing that you want to do is when you don't have money, right? Yeah, you just want to go and take out the rich guy's money and give it to the poor. What are you, Robin Hood? You know how hard that other guy worked to get that place, right? Because all the rich people look evil to you, right? And that's what you're taught, especially in India. Trust me, Indians have demonized anything with the name business on it, right? For till 1919 or 1994, doing business in India. In 1994, we couldn't have done what we're doing today. I couldn't even start an offline business without going through this huge bureaucratic process because the government needs to decide whether my business should or should not exist. The government exists for one reason and one reason only: to maintain the laws it has set for the people. It has not set the laws for the people. The people have agreed upon, right, a particular set of laws. These laws are designed by elected and appointed authorities, who've been approved by the people. They come in, they discuss, they get a set of laws up. Again, the process is not simple. There's a lot of, right? I'm trying to simplify things, right? I'm not being naive. Again, it's not, this is how it works. But the whole system is sort of meant to work this way. And it's, so the government exists only for the purpose of maintaining these laws, not trying to control the people these laws are meant for, right? It should let people be free. And if you let people be free, they make different choices. There'll be different outcomes. Then equality of opportunity is possible. I'm not against equality. That's what people need to know the difference between equality of opportunity and equality of outcome. Equality of opportunity means me, Sashi, and you get the opportunity to work, to start our own business, to put in the work, right? To do things. Equality of outcome is saying, regardless of who me, Sashi were, right? Like we have to have the end out. It's like the stupidest idea I've ever heard. It's like you can't even make sense of it in any way, shape, or form unless it's like if we three were runners, right? And I have long legs, right? And I'd run faster than you. What are you going to do? Cut off my legs? You know what? Why don't you try applying equality of outcome in a running race? Why don't you try equality of outcome in a classroom where people are getting different grades? Why don't you take the 90 the kids who's getting 90%? Why don't you distribute those grades to other kids? Why won't you do that? Oh, it's like it doesn't make sense because I worked hard and studied hard. Same point. I think I'm pretty right here on this particular thing. Anyways, why did we get into capitalism and socialism? Where were we?
No, we were talking about, like opportunities and like, how like people don't feel equal and some people don't get the opportunities that
I'm actually very glad for people who don't have the opportunity and who are starting off in a very bad place, because I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't go to art school and I didn't have the money to start my own business. I put in the first 7 years of my time, right? So this is how it works. I didn't make money from thin air. I didn't make money from I didn't get it from my dad. Nobody gave money. And I didn't get it from my parents. My parents are not well off. We come from a very lower middle class family, right? We were literally struggling for money. My mom, raised me as a single parent, right? And we were struggling for a very long time. Nothing like worse like you see in the movies. It's like you're literal lower middle class, paycheck to paycheck, can pay for a surgery if it happened,
right?
Like that kind of thing. I put in the first 5 years of my time. As a young kid, I was intelligent. That's the only advantage I had. I was intelligent that if I have to sort of make it out of this situation, I need to start work early. I started when I was in 10th grade. In 9th grade, I started observing. I started putting in the work when I was in 10th grade. For the first 6 and 7 years, I worked on my craft, tried to earn on the side, did freelance gigs, right? And my investment was not money. My investment was time and skill. And you know what happened? Then I started the YouTube channel. Then grew an audience. That was the second investment, right? My first investment was skill. Second investment was the people. And once I've added value to those people, right? I wasn't making that much money during that period. I made just enough to survive, right? I added value. And all of a sudden, one day I said, guys, I'm creating a product. Would you like to buy that? Boom, $10,000 on first day. That's how you do it. That was my mistake. I didn't spend that $10,000.
You saved it. You're big on saving.
Yes, I'm very big on saving, right?
Yeah.
I invested almost 90% of it back into the business. In terms of how? People. I bring you guys. I try to pay you well, right? Right? I try to pay you as well as I possibly can. I always tell Sashi, okay, Sashi, is this enough? Right? Okay, I want you guys to be comfortable, right? Then again, that investment turns into more investment, right? Then drawing camp happened. Then boom, it was 10 times bigger, right? So
congrats on 20,000 students, by the way. Man.
Oh yeah. I think we would have crossed 20,000 by now.
20,000, yeah.
Approximately, we would have done that. 20,000 students drawing
That's
camp.
awesome. I knew you for 8 months.
Oh yeah?
I think, right? Yeah, 7 months, 8 months. And yeah, by this little time, I've seen you like accomplish so much.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like much.
That's because you're not consistent on YouTube videos. But rest, I see you do so much. We got a new camera, right? Like quality wise.
Think about it. As a kid who grew up really, can't even afford these things.
Yeah. You shot your videos with your phone.
I shot my videos. I borrowed cameras from my friend Shiva. We used to work out. Sashi knows him, right? And I used to borrow this Fujifilm camera. And we didn't have cameras. So, my mom and she wants to make some YouTube videos for her channel as well, right? We used to fight, and I used to think, Jesus, have this camera for just 24 hours because he needs it back, right? I'm like, I'm letting go of this thing. I remembered all those moments sitting right there on the broken chair, hopeless, right? I told myself, son of a gun, I'm going to get out of this, right? I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to get out of this, right? And I bought this camera, A7S III. What does it cost? $3,000, $3,500, $4,000. One go, cash.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love the camera.
and all the first camera, the first investment was, my mom, she got a loan in the bank at 10th grade or 11th grade for a camera. I paid off that loan. That was my first ever camera. The second thing, I had like 4,000 subscribers. So with the first camera, I made more content, went from some hundreds to 4,000, went to the bank manager, showed her my channel, literally,
Oh, yeah.
right? I showed her my channel. I have 4,000 subscribers. I explained it to her because people didn't understand making videos on YouTube back then, and making money off of YouTube back then, and they didn't understand the business model of online, all these online businesses, and I explained it to her. These are the potential, and don't worry, I'll pay your loan back. I got a loan of 75 or 80,000 rupees, and that is approximately $1,100 to $1,200, right? I paid that off by doing freelance work, doing things on the side. I used to go and teach drawing classes for kids, right? 400 rupees was my fees.
In a school?
Yeah, no, not in the school, in apartments.
Oh.
I used to go apartment to apartment. Yeah,
Tuition.
yeah, tuitions. Yes. Yeah, I go and teach these kids, right? I still remember those days. Those days were hard. This is how it feels. At the start, when you don't have anything, it feels uncertain. Be okay with that uncertainty.
Right. Man, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Tuitions.
I go and take to people were laughing. Laughed. What are you doing? Right? That's what they asked. You quit your job. That's me. You quit your job. What are you doing with your life? What's happening? You're going and teaching $400 class. And I was like, you know what? I was making 5,000, 6,000 Indian rupees, not dollars, by the way, right? Per month. And I was doing some other freelance gig, which may or may not give me any money. Some months, nothing. Some months, something, right? Then I thought it's actually slightly way better than a day job, right? Then, but I kept at it. The thing is, actually, I had that gene for that business. I had that knack for that business. I don't think everybody. So one of the things I'm actually scared about these days is this.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't like being on the front line, where they are on the front line and trying to risk their self. Meaning if you're doing a business, right, you're on the front line, and and you got people underneath you, you're responsible for those people. If you don't make money that month, you can't pay those people, right? But most people don't like that front line, and trust me, they just crumble and burn. And then some people are actually way better off if they're actually tagging along with somebody and sort of mitigating that risk to someone else, right? So you got to find your temperament. Gary Vee always says this: it's better to be number 25 on Facebook, right, than number 1 of yourself. I kind of agree with that, but sometimes you got to be number 1 of yourself. It's better to be number 1 of yourself than number 25 on Facebook. But if you don't have the capability to be the number 1 of yourself, then it's better to be capable, better to be a team player at number 25 on Facebook. So yeah, why am I saying all this? Yeah. I don't know why I'm saying all this. We just got there.
We drift off. It's fine.
I think it's also all part of this because people want to build a social media following because they want to eventually make a living.
It was the understanding, which I actually want to talk about. It was the understanding of how we're not equal. Not everyone's equal.
Not everyone's equal. No.
That's the thing. I really like that point that you said about how we're all fighting for equality. I was having a conversation with my dad the other day, and he was saying there has to be meaning for this pandemic.
Meaning?
There's a meaning for everything like that, and he was like, you know what? I feel like this entire pandemic kind of suggests that it's about how we need to learn to work together by staying apart. And that kind of makes sense because we're always we're trying to find equality. We're always finding it. But one of the earliest lessons that I learned for myself, personal or career wise, was we're not equal. And the better you understand.
That's a hard reality, isn't it?
It's a hard reality. You just say
we're not.
I have a friend.
We can treat people equally. That is different, right? We can treat people equally. Respect people equally, regardless of whatever thing they identify with, whatever part of a community they belong to. You can treat people equally. But are people equal in terms of the value they bring to other people? No.
And you know what's the best part? As soon as I understood that, I could relate more and felt more equal to someone. It's a weird thing, but then the sooner I could say I could genuinely accept that no, we're not equal. We're not born equal. We're from different backgrounds, anything, like even
Yeah.
on YouTube, right? Like
Yeah.
something might click. The same thing I would have done might not click, right? But then to accept the fact that we're not equal would actually help you be more comfortable on your own skin. And once that happens, you can generally like start trying more new things. And you feel comfortable, right? Like once I think that's the most important thing for me, because I remember the fact that you mentioned your parents. When my parents separated as well. When I was in school, I was talking to a friend like a few weeks back. I realized I was the only one who actually was in a situation like that. It was hard to like explain to people like, oh, this is what
No,
I'm
I
going
get that. I get that. I get
Right?
that.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure you can
yeah.
It's hard to explain. How are they going to understand? That's equality that when you can't even say something that you're going through. Like even if I put myself, like of who I am now, if I put myself there in that shoes, and if I ask myself now to like explain to them, I still won't find the words because they just won't understand. They're not in that same spot. Right? So it always plays out. You just have to, I think, when it comes to like content creating or like reach or like even in personal life, the more faster you understand that things are not equal. You're not from the same place. We're all from different kinds.
Especially, they say that you don't compare yourself to other people, especially when you're older. After the age of, say, 25 or 30, right, the variables, right, in your life become so vast, right? The life choices that you've made in the past 10 years are so different. Cannot even compare those two individuals who are at the same age.
Right.
Because after 25, 30, you have a whole decade behind you. Decade and a half of useful experience behind you, where you could have made a lot of meaningful choices.
Right.
Where you had the opportunity to make a lot of choices. And your results would have changed depending on the choices that you've made. So that's why you cannot compare, right? I mean, you cannot compare a guy who's born in a first world country and, their parents got their first tablet at the age of 16 and 14. It's like, whoa, what? Yeah. Right? I never had my first ever tablet until I was like, 21? No, 22. Right? And that too was like a Wacom 1 tablet, which I had to save up for buying. It was 4,000 rupees. That's like literally $40, $40, right? I had to save up for that thing. So I get that, right? And yeah, don't compare yourself to other people. That is very, very important because the variables are very different, right? And also, like, people have different temperaments. Even if you guys had made the right choices. For example, let's take two kids, genetically same, right? Not genetically same, temperamentally same. They make the right choice. They both work out, right? But one guy puts on 12 kilos of muscle in like 3 years. The other guy puts on like 2 kilos. Because one guy's body allows to do that, another guy's body doesn't allow to do that. Genetics plays a big role, in these kinds of things. And then same thing goes with, two kids who are studying mathematics, right? One guy could probably be really good at math. One gal could probably couldn't, right? Or one guy couldn't, right? It depends on the individual. It depends on the people. Why are we here? We just went on and on and on.
It's that thing. Like I think it is actually a very important point. Like to understand that we're not equal.
Again, I think people are going to take that out of context. Trust me, some idiot on the YouTube is going to take that clip up. We're not equal. It's like
we're not. That's the point.
Yeah, you can treat people equally. We'll keep mentioning that. You have the right, the ability, because that is within your control. We can treat people equally. We can treat them with respect. We can treat them with honor, right?
Yeah.
Right. We can do that. We can do all that stuff. We don't. Why do people have to be equal in the first place? What does this need? Maybe we need to explore that. You know what? Let's stick to this thing. Social media.
Yeah.
We've riffed off a lot. Hope that was useful.
It is, because that's what I was trying to get to. So you should just try to do the best you can with what you have. Right?
You keep
comparing yourself, and you be like, oh my God, we're not equal. That's why we were getting to that.
That has always been my motto. You do the best you can with what you have, add value, and create your own opportunities, because that's what I've always followed, and that has always been a very good thing for me, right? And you don't complain. Yeah. You never
You can say how much ever you want, like about like we're not equal, and I do agree with that. But I would genuinely say that we all have the opportunity to create opportunities.
Oh yes.
For sure.
Even if in the worst of
Yeah.
circumstances, even in the worst of circumstances, you can sort of create your own opportunities. That's what I do these days, right? And there was this guy, an old school friend. He's not a friend anymore, the son of a gun, right? On Twitter, I was voicing out on something, and he's like, "நீவோ வேலைய பாருடா, உனக்கு வரையற தவிர வேற என்ன தெரியும்?" இல்ல வரையறதோட நிறுத்திக்கோ. That's what he said. It's like drawing, just stick with drawing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it translates well in English. It's more like it's saying you don't know anything other than drawing.
You tried, yeah.
Yeah. You son of a gun, I know you. You're this useless piece of shit. I knew you from school, right? And what are you doing with you? He can talk and I can't. That is logic.
Good communication skills doesn't mean you're right.
Right. I don't think he has that either. And then again, see, I just want to take a jab at like people like that once in a while. I just want to like punch that son of a gun in the face and tell you, you know what, buddy? See, this is what happens with me. So people actually over time has made a lot of fun of me for being in arts, and always the question comes up: do you earn money? Do you make any money? You're wearing shorts to work. Do you make enough money? I was like, make more money than you. What you do in a year, you son of a gun, right? I make what you make in a year in a month, sometimes even in a day. What the freaking hell are you doing, right? So that gets to me. For some reason, I'm working on it, right? So you don't go around and ask people's like, it's you do it. Actually, I don't care. It's actually it's a chip on my shoulder. I think that's why I'm reacting like that, because it's sort of it's an insecure thing, because growing up with no money, right? Yeah. And all of a sudden and making money and making a good living and being useful to other people, right? I consider hiring people being a useful member of the society, right?
Right.
And being useful to other people. And when people come and ask me, do you make money? Are you struggling? It's like sometimes I'm in a good mood. It's like, yeah, couldn't make last month's rent. Can you spare some money? Spare some change?
But I think that's like the social construct over like social media platforms. People who are earning through social media.
Yeah. They don't consider this a viable option. No, social media is gonna go away in years. Yeah, so does every business. Every business that you think will last 100 years, 99% of them doesn't exist anymore, because times change. And that's what people do. Good businessmen adapt according to the times. I'm an intelligent guy. I'm not going to be here all the time. I want to adapt, right? I'm going to adapt to what's...
Do you do YouTube all the way? Do you see yourself
if it's in demand? If it's in demand.
But do you see yourself doing it in, like, let's say it is in demand, but do you see yourself being interested in it all the way? Would you go
being interested in some sort of visual storytelling? Always.
All the way.
Always.
All right.
In the format, I'm not sure. Right? Will I be doing YouTube when I'm 99 years old? Probably not. I don't think so.
That would be cool.
That would be. I would probably make a YouTube video that's telling you young kids complaining all the time. You please go pick up some Mars. Yeah. I'd probably do that. Maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't do YouTube that long. I would probably be making films. That's what I'm thinking. I'll never know. I need to first make my first film to see how I like it. Right? And then it's just part of this thing. We go through things, we explore things. And I think the filmmaking is the least thing I hate, right? So I'll probably do that, right? I think I like animation. I think it will also be wasted talent, because I have that skill for storytelling, visual storytelling, and animation and good drawing. And I think I could probably add some useful movies to the society, right?
It's crazy to think that all the videos that you're gonna be posting, it's gonna be there forever, unless you like decide to just
take it away.
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
But like, think about it. Like, your kids.
Yeah, they're gonna watch it, right? That's what I thought.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Grandpa Kesh.
You were so weird.
Grandpa Kesh, what are you doing shaking your hair when you're 14?
What's that hairstyle? You need to figure out your hair, man. It's all over the place.
That's the hairstyle. It's all over the place.
Good. It's artistic.
Artistic.
Let's stick to that.
That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. So yeah.
But yeah, to the people who are saying like social media is not gonna be around, right? I was thinking the other
It is
day-
not going to be around though.
Really?
It's going to change and evolve.
But for them to say don't create a career on it, would you
Yeah.
like suggest that?
It's dumb not to do that.
Right. Because this is what I was thinking. This is a question I would ask you. So I was thinking to myself like, what would I do if one day I'm just homeless? Like nobody to go to. I have no one that I can relate to, or like I'm not relate to as in like to depend on. I'm homeless. I'm in the streets. What's the first thing that you would do?
If I'm homeless on the streets, I'll tell you the next couple of steps I'll do.
Like you don't even have the social media thing that you.
So do I have money?
No, you're homeless.
Do I have any friends or connections? No.
No.
Okay. I'm homeless on the street.
I'm just trying to see. Yeah, no strings attached. Like you.
Do I have any physical disabilities?
No.
Good. I'll go and go to a rice mill. Do I have any talents or skill? Do I have the drawing
You
skills?
have the ability. You're new. You have no social media platforms, right? You have the skill to adapt skills, I guess.
Right. So what I probably do is go to a place where they need physical labor.
Right.
Right. I'll go and tell them that I'll work for free. Just give me a place to stay and just give me 2 to 3 meals a day.
Right.
Just pay me for that and see how I work and with the quality of work I put in. And if you feel like it, pay me something. Right. Then what I'll do is I'll take that money. Right. Then again, take a part of that money, save it, put that into some sort of I'll open up a side business or something, right? That's going to take 10, 15 years for me to do that. If I'm starting from zero, literally, right? It'll take time, right? So I'll keep on working, and whoever I work for, I'll add value. And I'll make money to a point where I have enough to start my own business. I'll start probably like a vegetable shop. I'll start probably like anything. And then, is there social media in that world?
Yes.
All right, I'll probably market my vegetable shop, right?
Yeah.
Do I have drawing skills?
You can learn. Check out Drawing Camp. There's a sale going on. Is it still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on. I mean, it's
But
going
I
on. I don't think
going on when this
podcast is going out. Yeah.
Oh, you missed it.
Yep. So, I mean, I would go and, so here's the model that I'll work out of. I'll get into places, get into doors. That's very important. You need to get into doors. You need to get yourself an opportunity. The easiest way to get an opportunity is to undercut the other person. And not in a very mean way. Oh, I'm going to undercut the other person. No. That guy is demanding 10,000 rupees a salary a month. You're demanding a place to stay and 3 meals to eat. And maybe that owner would be like, you know what? I like the way you work. I'll give you $5,000. Okay, great. $1,000, 500 rupees rent from some guys, right? 1,000 rupees. I'm going to go through a lot of crap during those years, a lot of hardships. I'm not going to negate that. It's going to be very hard to do that. I'd probably start meditating, right? 10 minutes a day to make sure that I am, not easily affected by my day-to-day things. I'll constantly redo that model, get myself into places, create opportunities, make more money, invest, save, get into places, create more opportunities, make money, invest, save. And within like 10 years, I heard this quote somewhere. If you start the game all over again, give everyone $10,000, right? Yeah. Everyone in the world has $10,000. The rich will still become richer and the poor will still become poorer.
Right.
That's why lottery winners, they never succeed in life. Harsh reality.
Here's what I was thinking. Same thing. The same like, all right, physical labor. So I'll be homeless. I have nothing. All right, where do they need? I have my body, right? I can work. I'll get a job. But here's what I had an interesting idea. I thought I'd save up, and 2 things I would invest on. 1, clothes, good clothes. 2, a phone. Build a social media, and I was thinking it would be so interesting if a homeless person vlogs his life.
Vlogs, yeah.
Right? That's such a cool idea. I'm pretty sure.
You know why it's not happening? The people who are unfortunately in this situation, they have so many disabilities, either mental or physical.
Here's the thing, man. I see so many people with no disabilities actually. Like
those people
I
exist.
I would never like give them money. Like no matter what, like I just wouldn't. It just makes me feel like okay, I'm just motivating them to like not be better, right?
Yeah. So that's also sort of having the wrong mindset is also something that will actually disable you in a way. You know, me, I'm not going to work. That's a bad mindset.
That is
right?
a bad mindset. Yeah.
So if you're getting money every day for free, yeah, nobody's going to work.
Yeah.
Right. So what were you saying?
So yeah, I was just thinking like I would start vlogging.
And yeah, right. I get it. That's a good way.
Because I wasn't thinking in terms of like, okay, I'll become big on YouTube, but I thought that would actually help me get more better jobs. Right?
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, this is what I do.
I would learn a skill. That is very, very important. I would either learn the skill of business or either learn the skill of communication. There are so many unrecognizable, intangible skills. Talking to people, learning how to talk to people, learning how to make negotiations, right? Or do negotiations, make deals, right? That's a fantastic skill. And I always go in terms of systems thinking instead of goals thinking. Goals thinking is I want to make $1 million. Systems thinking is I'm going to acquire a lot of skills that will eventually help me make $1 million, right? Systems thinking is I'm going to get good at communication. I'm going to build my skill of business. I'm going to build my skill of networking with other people. I'm going to build my skill of creating a product, learning to market that thing. I'm going to start my vegetable shop, with 500 rupees. I'm going to sell 1,000 rupees worth of vegetable today. And then, I'm going to take the profits, reinvest it. I'm going to go through a lot of crap, right? Build that resilience. Easier said than done. I'm not saying, if I end up homeless tomorrow, it's going to be,
But the thing is, I feel like, okay, it's good. It's just good that we have
the plan.
Perspective to actually just make it back. Like Monopoly. When you're talking, that's what I see. Okay, like we have no cash. How do we get back? Not like, okay, let's go bankrupt and just get off the game. Right. That's a good mindset.
That's how you do it, I guess. I don't know. Easier said than done. I'm not again, I think it's an understatement. Yeah.
Communication skill, I think that is very important.
That's learning to write and think is probably one of the biggest things that you can actually help you with social media. Learning to write properly and learning to think properly, because it's a superpower, trust me. If you learn to think in a logical fashion, most people don't think these days. So you're you're becoming in the top 10%. You're among a bunch of sheeps, right? Who doesn't think. Again, I don't think I should call people that. I'm not calling the people who are watching this podcast.
I mean, you guys think, right?
You guys think. That's why you're listening to this. By the way, if you're thinking, why are you listening to me? I'm the biggest idiot on this. It's like they're thinking, Jesus Christ. Right? So learning to write and learning to think. Big skill. Big skill.
I stuck on with my accent. I know I have a weird accent, right? But I felt like I can use that as an advantage. What happened?
Nothing. I used to have your accent. When I grew up, stopped listening to Justin Bieber. Yeah. Once you stop listening to Justin Bieber, the accent goes away.
I had this Persian friend. I just picked it up from him, I guess. Every time I came back home from after
that's a story. That's a story you're telling yourself, aren't you?
My dad would be like, "Did you go to his place?" Just because of the way I spoke. But then it was actually a good advantage. People just what happened.
You gotta wake up in 5 years and tell yourself that was a story you made up to back up your accent. I made up the story of saying that I used to watch a YouTube a lot. That was the case though. You watched a lot, but I purposefully wanted to have an accent.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's purposeful. It's not wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I could fix it, but then I kind of adapted to it. I was like, you know what? This is actually an interesting factor.
Yeah.
People might find it weird. People might find it interesting. But the thing is, it gets attention.
Yeah.
And being on a social media
right now, people think my accents are really good. I get a lot of comments saying, "Kesh, your accent is really good."
Really?
I think it's a mixture of that, the westernized one and a bit of Indian thing mixed into it. It sort of has that good balance, right?
It's a neutral accent.
Neutral accent. Thank you.
I should get there.
You should actually. It helps with us actually. All right, I think we should eventually end it.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to talk about?
Yes. Last point. This is a little out of YouTube though. A bit out of YouTube though.
All right.
But it is related to social media. I feel like it would be. I think you did freelancing in the middle, right?
Yeah.
What was something that that actually helped you get more projects, like freelance wise? Was that did you do something through social media? Because I think social media does play.
It was a big thing.
Yeah.
Big thing.
Was it? How did you approach, or how did you make people approach you? I think that's better when you do that.
Maybe I'll tell you what I did and what I could have done.
Yeah.
Right? What I did was I was very proactive on social media and making friends, right? Who were in the space. A lot of jobs which I got was from friends,
Right.
who knew my work, right?
Right.
So I was putting my work out there. I was getting good at my craft. I was putting my work out there, and every single time I get a gig, I made sure I over delivered. This is very, very important. Every single time I got a gig, I made sure I over delivered, because that person either came back or referred me to another person. Word of mouth is very, very strong. It's very, very strong, and you could use that. So that is what I did. What I could have done is actually did the work, go on LinkedIn or any other profile, right? And I sort of did that as well. Go and reach out to companies who are doing projects. I reached out to a lot of people, YouTubers actually. I was good at editing. I was like, I'll edit your videos.
Yeah.
Pay me something. So most of them didn't answer, but one did answer, and I was willing to do it for free, right? And then that was useful in different ways.
Right.
Reach out to people, look at the projects that they're doing, and tell them that you could do it for cheaper and better. Right. And most of these fancy pantsy artsy pants artists, who think of themselves like they're on the top of some mountain, will say, don't undervalue yourself. You should always value yourself so high. I was like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, when you don't have anything, it's fine to undervalue.
But would you still do it?
What?
Now, if you have someone reaching out to you, or like you want to reach out to someone, would you still say, oh, like, okay, so you already have this guy, I would do it for a cheaper and better rate?
If I see an opportunity in that's more than just money. I'm not looking for money these days. Right? Thankfully. Right? Touch wood. and this is not wood actually. It's some Chinese compressed wood. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's fake.
I don't think it'll last long.
It's fake wood. I'm pretty sure it's fake wood.
Anyways, right? I'm looking for opportunities these days. For example, if I reach out to an animation company, which is what I'm gonna do eventually, right? I'll tell them I'll leverage the little audience that I have and the skills that I have, and say that, let's do a project together. Way better at a way better cost and a place than some of the other guys. Over deliver on that. Right. Reach out to people. Like I'll still do it these days. I'm literally turning around freelance projects these days. So when I needed freelance projects, I didn't get them. When I don't need them, I'm getting a lot
You're
of
getting
them.
a lot. That happens.
Yeah, that's how it happens. That's how life works apparently. I don't know.
China, I did not mean that. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Jesus, cut that part out.
I'm getting to my next point. That's why I said that. What do you think about holding back when you start out? I'm so conscious about what I say on my channel or on my Instagram, because I'm like, one day, if I make it to where I want to be, I don't want these things to bite me in the back later on.
Speak the truth. That's the only yardstick you need to follow. Speak the truth.
Say what's in your mind. Not hold back.
Speak the truth doesn't mean speak whatever you want. That's a difference.
Speak what I think is right.
See, that are tons of stuff in my mind. Doesn't mean they're right or true.
I know that. A lot of weird things in his mind.
So speak the truth, meaning that is you can judge, right? So when I talked about socialism, I told them that actually I don't know everything about it.
It's my opinion.
I'm willing to learn more about it, right?
Yeah.
And that is what I'm going to do. And you can always have that as a yardstick. At least don't lie. If you can't speak the truth, what was that I did at the start of this podcast? I did something, but I didn't speak the truth, but I didn't lie either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I don't know.
On the record, I guess.
I enna pannom? What is that? Anyways.
Okay, the portion cut.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We'll cut that part out. Right.
All right.
So,
Back in form.
yeah. I mean,
Continuity.
I didn't speak the truth. I did speak the truth actually, and I don't lie. I think I always have that as my yardstick. Actually, I don't even do white lies, to be honest. You know, I think that's what white lies or black truth, meaning you sort of twisting the truth. You're not giving the whole picture, right? I don't.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't try to do that as well. I try to do. Try, man. I try. Sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes it just comes
We'll
out.
go with that.
I try. See, that's what I said. I try not to do that.
Yeah.
But I
That's a white lie right there.
What? I try not to do that. I really try. It doesn't happen all the time. But I try. But I never lie. I can be pretty sure about that. I've never said something in the past couple of years that I know it was verifiably false, even if it's for a little kid's game, right? And I think I'm being excessively responsible with this thing. Again, that inflated sense of over responsibility that I have in me. You speak the truth, tell what you know, right? And be ready to learn. And I think that would be good. And know the consequences of your speech. We all have free speech, but it doesn't mean that free speech doesn't have consequences.
Right.
You know, the speech has consequences.
Right. I think right now I'm a little big on, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything. They say that?
Nah, sometimes.
But I'm like, who
sometimes
decides
truthful-
what's nice?
Yeah. I mean, who decides what's nice? It's like some things. You suck at art, so therefore you're not going to make a living out of it. That's not nice, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
What do you do? Will you just rather say, you know what, keep going, kid, and probably keep doing this. You might stick it out someday, while in your heart you mean you're going to suffer in 5 years and wake up to the crude reality that you're not going to probably go anywhere, right? What do you want to do? So that person, also the person who's taking it, you should know that the person who's telling it to you may be right or wrong. They could also be wrong, right? You'll never know. So sometimes you gotta say unnice things. Maybe say it in a nice way.
I think,
You suck at
I'm in
art.
for that. But it's fine.
It's all right. You can suck somewhere.
Whoa.
I think people are getting a different picture of me through these podcasts. Yeah. Anyways, people who have made it till this far, be good. Be nice. Thank you. Appreciate everything that you guys
But
do.
before that, before we end, Clubhouse is really big right now.
Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna end this on. We're
Yeah.
eventually gonna do a live Clubhouse style podcast. At least 2 episodes per month.
Yeah.
Right? We're just gonna talk to people, talk to all of you folks. I want to do this caller style, interactive style thing, and I think that's gonna create a lot of value, add a lot of value.
Nice. They can actually ask a question live. It's gonna be like a live Q&A session and a live podcast. So
yeah, we should do that. We should do that, and we're gonna do that eventually. Follow me on Clubhouse at KeshRT, KESHRT.
all right.
That is
Look
it.
forward to that.
All right.
All right.
That's one long podcast.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a
Happy
while.
to be back.
Happy to be back.
Yeah.
I think we spoke a lot today.
Yeah. We actually kind of drifted off of like.
Trust me, people are going to take clips out of this podcast out of context. I'm calling this out. Some idiot, eventually in the future, will take things out of context, make a video about it, right? And he'll be like, Kesh is a bad person. He'll say that.
Oh, we'll make another podcast on it.
Yeah, we'll make a podcast on that son of a gun.
It's just more content. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
It's all just opinions. We're all just trying to learn, and
yeah.
it's just opinions, and it's okay to speak.
Yeah. We're
your
thinking
mind.
out loud. That's the name. That should be the name of the podcast. To think is to learn, except we're doing that in public, which is not exactly very safe.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Cool. I'm going to go drink some hot water, grab some lunch, and oh boy, I have a 2-hour live stream. That's going to be fun. My throat is almost gone. Anyways, thank you, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.